happy shiny puppies. This is Melody Fletcher, author of Deliberate Receiving. Finally, the universe makes some freaking sense. And this is day 4 of my 30-day video challenge. So happy Thursday. And before I go on, I just want to say I am completely and totally and happily overwhelmed by the response that this challenge has gotten so far. Especially the first video, you know, I got this outpouring of emails and comments and Facebook comments, and you know, I woke up on Tuesday morning and checked my computer and just spent the first few hours of that day just reading your guys' comments, and wish I would have had time to respond to each and every one of them, but trust me, I've read every single thing that was sent to me, and I just was absolutely glowing and so happy that you're in and that we're kind of taking this next step together. And of course we are, which, you know, logically, I kind of knew that would happen, but it's so nice to see it coming together in the physical and to actually be able to live the manifestation of it. And, you know, I just want to say I am so grateful and appreciative and celebratory of you, my happy shiny puppy tribe. Okay, so today I decided I want to talk about this concept called the new normal. And what the new normal is when you recognize that your belief system on something has shifted, and so the representation of it that you can connect with realistically, so the thing that you can dream about realistically and actually see it happening, has grown. So for me, this came to me when I was having a conversation recently with somebody about estate planning. I was having a conversation with somebody who does estate planning, and we were kind of, you know, shooting the shit. And estate planning is basically planning for the day that you die and what happens to your money or your business, and you know, these things have to be taken care of. And he was telling me that the upper limit for what you can leave to somebody is currently, I think, $5 million per person who dies. And so, you know, if your business is worth more than $5 million, for example, and you die and you leave it to somebody, then they would have to pay a lot of taxes on that. And my honest to goodness reaction, you guys, my honest to goodness reaction in that moment was, $5 million, that's not that much. And I heard myself say it. And I was like, what? You know, I meant it. I was like, $5 million isn't that much. Now, never mind, you know, taxes and the death tax and that whole concept, you know, of whether it's necessary or not, and what should happen with that. What blew my mind is that the idea of having a $5 million business, which I don't currently, I don't even have $1 million business yet, but I'm on my way, doesn't just seem realistic. It doesn't even seem doable anymore. It kind of seems inevitable at this point. Like, yeah, done, sure, why not? And it doesn't seem like a big deal. And I know there was a time in my life when I couldn't even realistically conceive of $1 million. Like $1 million was like, oh yeah, I won the lottery one day, sure, whatever, ha ha, millionaire. But it was so much more money than I had ever really earned, you know, and conceived of earning. And it was so far beyond. I didn't know anybody who had $1 million, who had ever earned $1 million. I didn't converse in that world at all. I, you know, couldn't conceive of the lifestyle. And so it was this sort of hypothetical pipe dream that didn't seem real. Now, a lot of that has changed. I actually know quite a few people who have crossed that $1 million mark and well beyond it. I regularly converse in those circles, and even though I haven't yet crossed the $1 million mark myself, it doesn't seem like that big a deal. It doesn't seem that far away, and I can totally see that happening. And then from 1 million to 5 million really isn't that big of a jump. Once you get to 1 million, I think 5 million is like whatever, you know. And so that's become my new normal. Living a certain lifestyle was, you know, is normal to me, isn't always normal to other people. So the fact that I'm location independent, for example, the fact that I can travel a lot, that I don't have to ask for time off from some boss, you know, that I'm not tied to any location or any business or any schedule. The fact that I can make my own decisions, these kinds of things, you know, to a lot of people, that's absolutely not normal. That's normal to me. And the beautiful thing is your normal can change. And that's what that whole new normal is. You know, this works with relationships as well. You know, there was a long time ago, many years, my normal in relationships was a rather ugly scenario, quite abusive and ugly and powerless. And over the years that has shifted dramatically to now, you know, that seems far away. And my normal is, you know, men who are kind and wonderful and loving and enlightened and spiritual and funny and amazing. So that's my normal, and it's, you know, going to continue to evolve to a new normal. So your normal can change. So those are some of the things that, you know, I've come to accomplish. So what I want to hear from you is, what is your new normal, or what is the new normal that you're aspiring to? So one of the ones that I'm aspiring to is one of my symbols, one of my sort of abundance symbols is private aviation, flying on a private jet. And I have once in my life now flown on a private plane. I would like to do it again. and that just has that symbol of absolute freedom and abundance. And, you know, I know that when I'm at a level where I'm flying in a private jet, that I am able to impact the world in a really big way. So that's one of the symbols that kind of makes me go, ooh, yeah, you know, and that's a normal that I would like to aspire to. One of the, you know, things that I already do is that when I fly long haul, I fly business class or first class. And that's become my normal. And now I want to raise that at some point to private aviation. So what's the new normal that you're aspiring to? Keeping in mind that you want it to be something that you can realistically see happening. So not some pipe dream like, oh, I wish that was, but like, no, this is what I can already see happening. Because like I said, $5 million is not something that I have, but I can totally see having it. And I don't really think I would feel all that different than I feel now. I'm already there in feeling, and I'm on my way to it. The private jet is something that I can totally feel, and precursors have already come in, but I can feel it. It's realistic to me. So what is your new normal? Even though you may not already have it, it might be something that is really within your reality already, something that you can totally see having. Because I would love to hear it. So this is going to be really fun, you guys sharing your new normal in the comments. I cannot wait to see it. And well, till tomorrow. And thank you. God, I love you guys. Thank you for bringing your light to the world.